Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to my mini homestead. Today is March 18th and you can tell it is a beautiful, beautiful day out. So I thought it's time to take you on a garden tour, show you the plans or talk to you about the plans I have and some big changes that are happening that were very unexpected to us and have no control over it, but we'll see what happens. So let's get started with this tour and see what we've got planned for this year. So no major changes are going to be happening down here in the lower garden. Right now I've just pulled Polly off of my broccoli and so I have it hanging up to dry. Those bags there are not compost. Those are leaves that I collected in the fall that I will be throwing in to make compost. Blackberries are a mess. The bamboo trellis lasted me for a couple of years, which is good, but now I'm going to pull T-posts out of my raspberries and get it set up properly. This is the broccoli that I planted out here, I believe it was in January. I'll put the date up for sure. It went through -16 and but it survived, so I'm happy and it's a start. Not sure what I'm going to plant here, but this trellis will be big beef. Let's see, where was my beans last year? I think big beef. Then I'll have my pole beans. And then I will have my Minnesota midget cantaloupe. And the far bed will be my some big beef, my cherry tomatoes and onions. Out here in that far bed with the cold frame on it right now will be cabbage. I've got the cauliflower inside. And I believe this part of this bed will be my peppers. I just cut these all down. These are my fall ones, so I just cut them down a couple weeks ago. I need to dig up a few that are getting outside, like you can tell right about there. Got one that's starting to grow outside. I want to dig it up. Then these are my summer berries, and well, this here row is summer. And then this row here is supposed to be my spring. And I'm going to pull out all of these right along here. I think I had fall ones come up. I had it half spring, half fall. I'm going to try to break up that clump, plant them out. But what I have is all of this is from runners that took off last year. So I'll dig them up and put them in this bed. And this bed here is coming out. And I'm going to put gravel down. And this is where my green stalks are going to go for my strawberry plants to be growing. Now, the messy sunflowers will be going in the bottom of beds. And over there, that's a bed I built in the fall. And all the wood that you see on top will make another bed right in here. So I've got this angled area. It's periwinkles. I'm going to pull them out. The bed will be 12 inches on the left-hand side. And then it'll be almost 2.5, 3 feet on the right-hand side. So I'm just trying to use up space that really is just wasted. And then our flower garden, we just have... why can I not remember what they are in here? Portulaca. And so I just need to pull out all the old ones and then the new ones will grow. Let's go outside into the front yard. So this is our front flower garden. And as you can see, it looks a bit of a mess. I just pulled up all the lines and the lines are here. I've gotten in here and pulled out all of the plants except for 2, which I'm hoping to do today. So this rose bush will be planted somewhere else. These beautiful white and purple irises, I'm going to put them in Dad's garden. And then right now we have, I hope you can see them there, a bunch of tulips coming up. And this one's last year I think there was just a few there. So yeah, we've got a few clumps of them around here. And luckily I didn't dig them up accidentally. But what we're going to do is, I was going to put compost in here, right? I think I will. I'll put compost in and then just sort of drag it up without disturbing the tulip. But what I might also do is I have some nice big pots. I might try to dig those up without wrecking them and get them out of here. We're going to put weed suppressant fabric down here, burn holes in, and plant in specific areas so we don't have to waste our time weeding. And that's a big thing when it comes to this kind of stuff. Trying to save on that so we can get other things done. Okay, so let's go over here. Here's our other flower garden. And you can see we got lots of tulips coming up here. Not quite sure. Oh yeah, there's a few that are starting to come up right in there. And then around the pot there. Now, these were like tea roses. Yellow one, it turns beautiful every year. The two here that are pink, the leaves go white and not pretty. I'm yanking them out of here. Then we have this rose bush here. It's pretty, doesn't grow a whole lot, but the thorns are wicked. They're coming out. So these are larkspur, the two on either side here, or delphinium. Everybody calls them something different. And they are, you can just see some greenery, I think, in there. And I need to cut all these weeds, the tops back on them. And then I have two blueberry bushes here. Think I'm gonna move them and plant them elsewhere. And so that's sort of it for that one. Let's go check out the cut garden. So here's the cut flower bed that I put in last year. Now down here, I need to put in a bunch, burn in a bunch of holes. I'm gonna put cosmos down here. I will have something in the center, not sure. It'll depend how many holes I have. Now all along here, I have 4 rows already done, and those are all gonna be sunflowers. On this side, I have 1 row right now for zinnias. Gonna put in at least another row for zinnias. And here in the middle, where it looks like it's a bit of mess, that's where my dahlias were. So I dug them all up. I need to get it stapled back down and burn more holes, probably down in here. And then let's go up here to what we called our bonsai apple tree garden. The tree's coming out. It's just taking up space. And for what purpose? I can plant something in there. So I really would like to plant some daisies, like a nice big bush of daisies there. And we'll see what else we get done. And then here, I don't think that's gonna happen. I did have peonies. We didn't get off to a good start last year. So not sure what's gonna happen there. Then you can see that huge rose bush there. Got to cut that all down and get it out of here. Got to clean this up. We had snapdragons until December that were still blooming. So I need to clean it out, but I am going to build a bed here for the snapdragons. So I'm going to use my decking boards and put in a nice little bed for those flowers. All right, let's go up higher. There is always so much to do. Well, spring's not quite here, but I need to get down here and clean everything up, or up here, I should say. So this is the herb garden. Need to get in here. The sage survived the winter, and you can already see, oh well, I got chives. Chives are already coming. So yeah, I got to get up here and get this garden cleaned out. And then here is my garlic. So first time I've grown garlic, no, second time. First time didn't work. I had it in the wrong place. This year it's doing really, really well. And so what I am gonna do here is plant my beets as well. And up here right now are strawberries. Hoping to get them out of here in the next week or so. And I will be planting my Bellatrix tomatoes up here. It gets lots of sunshine, so it'll do really well. Last fall, we had roots taken out of up here because those trees that are right there, they send roots down and under. And so under the fence they came, they were all through our yard. And we ended up pulling up, every year we were like dealing with hundreds and hundreds of trees. So got the poly down. Now, I was gonna put in metal along here, but what has happened is, can you see that tag up there? Let me just zoom it in. See that tag right there? So surveyors came through, and I guess that's supposed to be where our property line is. Don't know. So anyhow, not going to be an issue. Up here, they are widening the road, and why it's not going to be an issue is they're only coming to the fence line that is there. I just found that out last week. So really happy about that. Now, if it's nice, like if it's, depending on what it is, I might pull this whole fence out of here. It would just look better with the retaining wall. Now, what the guy did tell me is I could even plant stuff in the retaining wall. So I don't know if it's going to be like staired or what. So we'll wait and see. And then, of course, I have to get this metal bed in here. What happened and what delayed it all is there's a big old rock in there, and I was trying to get it out of there. That ain't working. So I'm gonna put down a 4x4 in the front of the bed here, put it up on top of that, and I'll put a 4x4 on this end and sort of build the bed into place. So it'll be like 4 inches higher than this, but that will be the easiest thing to do. So it's one of my earlier projects. Prioritizing is very, very hard. All right, so down here I have haskaps. And not a fan. They're not as good as blueberries, I don't think. I know they're supposed to be high in antioxidants and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna sell them. And I mean, some people love them. And what I'm gonna plant in here is my Bells of Ireland. I think it'll look like really pretty to have that all in here. Let's go around. Okay, gotta get this gate up. So I got this smaller one. There's 2 here actually. So the smaller one here, that one there, I got from my uncle, and so this other one was here when we moved in, and they just had it leaned up against here. So definitely got to get that in. And then if you were watching our videos last fall, we put in, this here is the weed suppressant, up there is lumber tarps. Lumber tarps are great. I know a lot of people don't use plastic, but we're using them. And that's just to keep the weeds down. There were so many weeds in here. And what I am gonna do, let me just back up, is I bought 4x6 cedars, and I am going to flatten this out here, and then we'll have a step up, and then flatten that out as much as I can, and then a step up. My knees just do not like going up and down slopes, so I'm gonna try to put steps in. And the plan probably for next year is to put like garden beds or on each side of it for just growing flowers. So, right up here in front of this pile of wood, I will be building another bed, and pretty sure it's gonna be like 12 feet. If not, it'll be 10 feet. It'll just depend on how it goes. And then down over there where Missy is sitting is going to be another bed with a 2-foot pathways between the metal bed that's there, and then there'll be another bed here and one more up top. And that is for what this wood is all for, other than the trellising. And right now we have our rhubarb. Where is it? Yeah, you can see our rhubarb's coming. Got 3 patches of it. I do want to dig up this one and move it over to there. We'll see. It's only so much I can do. Here is going to be our corn bed. Need to fill it up with compost. Corn stalks from last year, hung onto those so that we can throw them in the bottom of the beds to help fill up the beds. And then there's cedar on top of that. We're going to build this bed up, put a bunch of compost in there, and that is going to be for corn as well. I need to top up the blueberries, and I need to add some fertilizer to them, and then I need to get on the other side to our neighbor's property and pull weeds. I have to do that lower down as well. All right, let's head. Oh, and then I have a pile of wood. This is all that came out from here. I want to make sure it's dead, that there's no green wood in there, and I'm thinking over the winter it should be. The plan is to throw it in the bottom of the beds as well, because you got to put stuff in there, not use all compost. Only need the compost on the top half of it. So let's go have a chat. Forgot to show all the growing pots. These are all 10-gallon. And what I'm hoping to do is to plant cucumbers in some of them. Not sure if I'm going to do them in the green. I've done in the greenhouse in the past and have not had great success. Part of it could be it might have gotten too hot. I do put a shade cloth on, but I'm going to have flowers in every other pot. And I'm going to plant every variety of dahlia I have will go into a pot. That way I'm guaranteed to have a good root or a tuber. Because next year the ones that are out in the garden, I plan on covering them up with leaves and tarps and trying to protect them that way. So I had planted built 3 beds last year. It was full, this one, 2 others, one's across the way. It was full. I mean, it's sunk down halfway, so I got to fill them up again as well. And of course, these will all have flowers. So here's the inside my greenhouse. I've got all these beautiful Lisianthus planted. There's 310 in here. I have not lost any. So I'm really happy about that. And then here I have lettuce that I've got outside. I've started more inside. And then here's where my cauliflower is. And then down at the end here, I have larkspur growing. Not great germination, but I'm finding that some of them just take quite a while. So what I am gonna do is, I think, pot these ones up into individual pots, leave the other ones here and see what happens. I've got lots and lots of snapdragons. I have more inside that I need to prick out. And then on the end there, I have more lisianthus that I want to plant outside. And then over here is my bed of spinach and thistles. I mean, just look at all the stupid thistles under there. So I have to get under there and try to get them out. I'm not sure. Just one of those things. Okay, so let's chat. Okay, so let's chat about what's coming up this year. I decided to come out and sit on the deck, beautiful sunshine. And I think it's my first time this year sitting out on the deck. And you can see up there, Giant's Heads is behind. We have a beautiful, beautiful view here. So you just saw everything that I have planned for this year. Now, besides this, where I still have some renos in the house to finish. And then in our family room, which actually is changed into my bedroom, I'm putting in a Murphy bed and shelving and everything like that, because it's my craft room as well. So it's going to be a busy spring, lots to do. And right now I need to go get some beets started and stuff like that. But all I can do is I have plans. Will we get it all done? I don't know. But we do have several months. But this year, we are going to take some time off. We'll come out and work in the garden or be doing renos in the mornings. And then afternoon is time to go out and enjoy ourselves. Want to get down to the lakes this year, have some picnics, go kayaking, go get some camping in, all sorts of stuff. So want to have a balanced life this year, which can be difficult. But I also do already have 2 people that are signed up for veggie boxes. I'm probably looking for another 2 because I do want to supply for some others as well. I mean, I don't have a big garden here. But then by some people's means, like they're like, oh, you got a huge garden. But I'm not a garden market. We have 1/3 of an acre, probably just a bit more than 1/3 of an acre that we're growing on. I'm trying to use every piece of that land that I can to grow as much as I can. But this year I will sell off a few seedlings, not many. Some, like I said, veggie boxes. 4 or 5 people that I can, sell veggies to each week. We have like some canned goods, pickles and jams, and Mom makes some amazing jam, and her pickles are awesome. And then this year, I definitely want to be selling cut flower bouquets. So we're going to see what happens with that. I'm just waiting for some new trays to come in, some more 1/28s to get the flowers started, because I can get a lot started in those. I'll probably start a whole lot more than I can use, but I'm going to try to use every space that I can. A couple of those new beds up top will definitely be for flowers and growing those up there. I don't think I need to grow any pickling cucumbers this year, because Mom did a lot of jars last year. So that's the plan so far this year. So stay tuned, and I will show you what I get done as I get it done and how everything is growing. And I think I forgot to show you. No, I did show you the broccoli. Did I? Yes. So I'm sure there's things I've missed. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Drop me a line. Let me know where you're from, what you're growing. I'd be really interested to know what you're growing, what zone you're in, where you're living. Are you in North America, Europe, Philippines, wherever you are? Just drop a quick line, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now from My Mini Homestead.